Hey guys, welcome back to Red Devil TV. Man United versus Burnley tomorrow night. Guys, it's a confusing feeling right now. I mean, when Rangnick came in, we expected a fight. We expected, look, clean slate, new manager, fresh start. And ever since we haven't had those two games against Brentford and Brighton, it's been like, what's going to happen now? I mean, we expected a fight against Newcastle. You know, the last couple of games I've predicted a 3-0, a 4-1, you know, those type of results. And we haven't had that. And look, even against Norwich should have won that game. Palace, okay, we kind of dominated that game, even though the second half they picked it up a bit. We still had control in that game. I would say so myself against Palace, and that was Rangnick's first game. Ever since then, against Norwich and Newcastle, we've looked absolutely dreadful, and we should have lost both games to teams who are in relegation. So, look, what to expect against Burnley? I think this is one time where I'm not really sure. This could be a time where I'm looking a bit negatively, but then we might see United play some phenomenal football, and then I'm back on it again, and then we face whoever's next, and then we lose. You know, it's one of those things where the consistency at this club and team is dreadful. And look, I want to talk about what Neville said as well about Bruno and Ronaldo going off and that, and how they spent the whole game against Newcastle complaining. And you know, I can't really agree with Neville, like whinging at the young players. Like, look at the players we have. Rashford's 24. Okay, Greenwood is the youngest player we have. Scott, mid-20s. You know, these players are not that young. You know what I mean? Like, Neville's talking as if Ronaldo, Bruno, and some of the players who are whinging are having a negative impact on the young players and how they should help them and stuff like that. And, you know, hold them by the hand. You know what I mean? Like, at the end of the day, look, this team seems to need a bit of a harsh reality, some kick in the arse, because let's be honest, like, it seems like there's too much ego at this club, and you see, like, there was a lot of negative body language against Newcastle, and we saw it. Like, some players were kind of like, oh, and you saw it, and we've seen it even with Ollie, but it wasn't really mentioned. And I find it kind of funny that Neville kind of talks about Rangnick now, not necessarily Rangnick, but he talks about how Ronaldo is, and it's not the first game Ronaldo's had this kind of attitude. I mean, this game, I did notice quite early on that within the first half that Ronaldo was really getting annoyed that players weren't giving him a good ball when he was making several runs. And how can you blame him as a striker playing in a team where he's not getting service? So what can you expect? And look, let's be honest, players like Bruno, Ronaldo, even Varane doesn't seem like that type of person or player to get angry and stuff. But you can see Ronaldo's been like this for ages. He's a winner, and even Bruno, it's just how they are. It's their personality. They want to win. They don't want to see no stupidness. Look how many times we lost the ball. Look how many times it was a bad pass from Sancho, a bad pass from the midfield, a bad pass from Maguire, a bad pass from Varane in that game. You know what I mean? And come on, man, like, it's common sense. And if this team wants to win and wants to be successful, of course there's going to be times where players are going to be angry with each other. They need to get onto them, you know what I mean? Because at the end of the day, this is football and they need to win games. And we're not in a good position in the league right now. I know we're 2 games behind, but to draw against Newcastle, look at the games. We lost to Villa. We drew to Everton. We lost to Leicester. I mean, look at the games, man. It's mad. We lost to Watford 4-1. You know, it's crazy. Like, and we got beaten by Man City, beaten by Liverpool. We've lost a lot of games this season. Games we shouldn't have lost. We should have beaten Leicester. We should have beaten Watford. We shouldn't have lost to Villa. You know what I mean? And if we had those points, we'd be further up in the table. So look, against Burnley, in terms of the lineup, what's Frank going to go with? I mean, look, Bruno got a yellow card. He's got 5 yellow cards now, so he's missing that game. This goes back to the Van de Beek situation. Is Van de Beek seen as a number 10? Is he going to be playing in the pivot? Rangnick doesn't want him to go. I mean, it's confusion. I've said in the last video, Van de Beek should go. He's not playing. He didn't even come on in the last game. If Rangnick has any plan to use him, he's probably going to use him in Bruno's role. So, look, in this game, who's going to play? De Gea, obviously, in goal. Our best player this season. I think Luke Shaw should come back in at left back. I think Telles hasn't been bad. I think he's done good. But I think, I don't know, it's so hard, isn't it? Like, if we would have won that game and we would have been a bit better, you would say keep Telles in. But we lost. I mean, it seems like a loss, but, it was a draw. It wasn't fantastic from Telles. I wouldn't say he done anything wrong, but I'll bring Luke Shaw back in. Luke Shaw was a first team player, starting player for a long time, and I think he should come back in, see how he does in that system. I do think him and Telles are going to have a bit of a battle in Rangnick's system to to maintain their spot in the team. And I think it's going to be an interesting one. So I'll play Luke Shaw, I'll play Varane. And look, apparently Bailly got a call. He was meant to go to African Cup of Nations that he was needed for against Burnley. So look, even one of them's got an injury. Even Varane got injured again, or Maguire's gotten injured. Lindelof's got COVID apparently. So who's going to get dropped? I wouldn't like to see Varane getting dropped. I know he made some mistakes in the Newcastle game, but I would love to see Varane and Bailly. I mean, that's a quick centre-back partnership, so I would love to see that. And look, I like Maguire. I think he's decent, but I think there's something about him. Like, he's, first of all, slow. We know this. And he didn't do anything outrageous in their game, but let's be honest, against Newcastle, he got ripped apart. He got ripped apart by St. Maximin. So many times he got spun. And Maguire's just slow. He's one of the slowest players in our team. And he's not good on the ball, Maguire. He's not. Like, people say he's good on the ball, but he's not. Look how many times he dribbles and he loses the ball. He puts a bad pass in. I mean, look, he can be good on the ball. He goes forward. He likes putting those long balls over to the wingers. But I would play Bailly and Varane. And I know that there's this thing about Bailly and how reckless he can be, but I don't know. I would just like to see that partnership. I think it's a quick partnership, very good one. I would like to see that partnership against Burnley. Right back, I'll stick with Dalot. I wouldn't like to see Wan-Bissaka, even though Dalot didn't have an amazing game. You know, he got the assist for the goal. I think Dalot, you know, like I said in my previous videos, his agility, his 1v1s he's not very good. You know, the thing is, he's quick when he's sprinting, but when his agility, when it comes to 1v1 his defensive capabilities in the 1v1s, he's not very good. So he needs to work on that. How far can he get with his agility and his 1v1? He can get better. I don't know how much better he can get. I don't think there's anyone better than Wan-Bissaka at that attribute. So, look, at the end of the day, I said, if we play this system properly, a high line with counter-pressing and attacking football, it's going to show his weaknesses a lot less. But what we saw in that game is he's constantly getting run out by St. Maximin. Maximin was doing skills, he was using his pace, and Dalot was having trouble with him. He wasn't as bad as Villarreal, I would say personally, but it was still getting spun. So I'll still see Dalot though. I'll still want to see his attack. I find it funny that people want to see Wan-Bissaka back, but he offers nothing that Dalot offers when he's going forward. I think it's not even close. You know what I mean? It's not even close. So I'll see Dalot. I mean, the two in the midfield, it's got to be Matic and Fred, I would say. McTominay came off. He looked like he was injured. So I'll do Matic and Fred. I'm worried about Matic. He's slow. But I think he's going to offer a bit of that control in the midfield. And I think, you know, Fred, we know Fred. I think Fred definitely does have a place in this system. I know a lot of people said he didn't play good against Newcastle, but I think McTominay and Fred just doesn't work. We know this for a long time, it doesn't work. So I want to see Matic and Fred. I personally think he's going to go with that anyway. And Van der Beek and Sancho, I think, is the two midfielders. I think that's what's going to happen. I think, who else are you going to put there? You're going to put Lingard? You're going to put Martial? I mean, you could play Greenwood. He might play Greenwood and Sancho there, but I think you got to play Van der Beek. Why is Van der Beek staying for? Why do you want him to stay? To play him there. So I'll play Van der Beek, Sancho, and I think that's what he's going to go with. But I think Greenwood could come in there. The two up front is a sticky one. I think Cavani will definitely play. There's talks about people wanting Ronaldo dropped. I don't think Ronaldo has much to blame. I think that some people are being bothered by his attitude on the pitch, which I don't really blame. I mean, he's a striker who's not getting service. Well, I mean, what can you expect? But I think that there's a good chance Greenwood plays up front with Cavani, but I think he's going to go with Ronaldo and Cavani. I must have Ronaldo and Cavani. It's got to be. I think that two up front, you know, they didn't do much in the second half. You know, even Cavani, let's be honest, before he scored the goal, he didn't get much service, you know. But you did see his work ethic. You did see Cavani trying different things. He definitely got on the ball more. But I think that's why you need that Ronaldo-Cavani partnership up front. I think Rashford in the midfield doesn't work, so don't use him. I think I don't know why Rangnick is persisting with this. Like, just stop using those players. Use the players that play in that position. Play Van der Beek there. He switched to a full 1-2-1-2 in the second half against Newcastle, which I think he did. If you look at the players, it looked like he did switch to a full 1-2-1-2 wide. So you should have brought on Van der Beek. Don't use Rashford in the midfield or Sancho. It doesn't make any sense. So I would bring on Van der Beek next to Sancho and Ronaldo and Cavani up front. So, and I think that's what he's going to go with. I think there's players there who are 50-50 who might come in. I think Wan-Bissaka maybe come in. It's not 50-50 for me though. Greenwood could come in as a 50-50 for possibly Ronaldo, you know, or he could come in the midfield for Van der Beek. So we'll have to see what happens there. But guys, let me know what you think. This game, I'd score. You know, I'm coming in two minds here. It's either we have a great win or we get another draw. Burnley have drawn a lot of games this season. They haven't got that many losses. They've drawn, I think it's 4 out of the last 5 games. So Oh, I'm going to say a 1-0. I think it's going to be a scrappy one. I think Burnley are never an easy team to face. We're at Old Trafford, so let's see what happens there. But I'm going to say 1-0. Let me know what you guys think. Please make sure to like and subscribe, and I'll talk to you guys later.